Hi, my name's Francesca, and here's my ticket from the show. Okay. I found that the Shanghai acrobats were very entertaining. I went into the performance not knowing what to expect and was very surprised by the show. I thought that the show would incorporate more of what we saw in Japan, but it was completely different. The performers were incredible and extremely talented. The stunts they accomplished and the way that some of them were able to move their bodies absolutely baffled me. It was a lot more modern than I expected it to be, especially with some of the music choices. But their costumes were my favorite part. All of them were so particularly made, and the detail was amazing. I feel like in Western theater, none of the costumes are as magnificent, and the costumes that the Shanghai acrobats wore were very colorful and had like jewels and a lot of detail, and were just as impressive as the actual acrobatics. The only thing I didn't really like was that there wasn't a storyline. I don't know if I just missed the interpretation, but instead of it being a show that flowed together, it was a bunch of acts strung together, and it would jump from like calming and beautiful and graceful to like crazy amazing circus acts, which was really cool, but it kind of confused me a little bit. All in all, I liked the show, and it definitely opened my eyes more into what Chinese theater is. The thing that I noticed most, this is prompt 2, the thing that I noticed most about the Shanghai acrobats and the classic traditions of Chinese theater is the use of facial makeup and the use of martial arts. Not all of the Shanghai acrobats painted their faces, but in the shows that did, I was able to realize it was trying to be told more than the shows that didn't. One instance of this is one act when the men were jumping through that large ring with the 3 other rings, and they were wearing gold costumes, and there was one man dressed in red, and his face was painted white with red and black stripes, and according to one of our readings on Chinese opera, red means loyalty and bravery, and black means valor. And because I knew that, I was able to interpret that this particular show was almost warlike, as though they were in battle, or they were about to go into battle, and there was a lot of respect, and facial makeup is just as essential as the story itself, and I love that because it helps you understand what the actors are feeling during their performance, and that's not something that you really see in Western theater, and I think the face painting really helps. The incorporation of martial arts and acrobatics was probably the most obvious similarity between the Shanghai acrobats and classical forms of Chinese theater, mostly being Beijing opera. The use of martial arts and acrobatics in Beijing opera was most apparent when I watched the Monkey King video. The actors performed amazing feats like karate moves, and they were spinning that stick and doing crazy things. And it was really entertaining, a lot like the Shanghai acrobats. I think the most similar performance to the Monkey King was the lassoing. In the Shanghai acrobatic show, there was one act where both men and women had these ropes, and they were lassoing, and they were jump roping, and they were jump roping while jump roping, and one girl was lassoing with her foot, and they were doing backflips through these ropes. And I was stunned by how talented they were. There was a lot of instances of acrobatics, but martial arts was mostly apparent in the performance that I talked about with face painting, just because it was more like warlike, and I think the karate moves helped portray that more. You don't see a lot of acrobats or martial arts in Western theater, so that was really new and interesting for me to watch, and I really liked it. For me, my favorite form of theater is musicals. So seeing something different was a really fun experience because all I've seen live have been musicals. And if it wasn't for this assignment, I definitely would not have gone and seen this on my own. And it helped me appreciate how much time and practice and effort it must take to perfect what these Shanghai acrobats accomplished. One of our readings had a quote that really helped me understand this. 1 minute's performance on stage takes 10 years of practice behind the scene, which I'm sure is true for a lot of theater forms, but between the face painting and the intricate costumes and learning how to perfect the moves because they were doing crazy things, it was certainly eye-opening in how much care and thought and respect goes into Chinese performance. Seeing the Shanghai acrobats live changed my understanding of Chinese theater and Chinese culture because I thought that Chinese theater would be more ancient and tell a story of Chinese history, but the Shanghai acrobats were fun and magnificent, and it made me realize just how many different forms of Chinese theater, or of any type of theater that there is. I really loved this assignment because it was really cool to go see it live rather than read about it or watching a video about it. And it was a whole nother experience. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye.